Hello YouTubers, Night Phoenix back again with another base-based tutorial. Today we will be going through the different types of skills that appear on unit cards within base-based. At the moment, there are only the 12 skills that exist on this page in the rule booklet that I originally had planned to be within the base-based full product set, but I decided to just make it to a PDF file, which will be hopefully on the Game Crafter very soon. So to go through these skills in order, first we have Greedy. Greedy requires 1 power token in order to receive an order. What that means is that each turn, whenever you want to order a unit that has the Greedy skill, you have to spend a power token. Range, we've gone through in a couple of videos, but again, it adds +1 range to the Legion, and this means that the Legion can attack one of your opponent's legions that are either a number above or below the number of your legion. Then we have multi-strike. Multi-strike is where you have to flip a coin until you flip a tails. This card attacks that many times. This does not apply to the legion, only to the unit. So let's say you have a unit with 2 attack, but it has multi-strike, and you flip a coin until you get tails, and you flip it 3 times, or you flip a head 3 times, then that unit will attack 3 times. Next we have Shield. Shield subtracts 1 point of damage during damage calculation. Technically, this is very similar to just having an extra point of health, but due to some types of effects or abilities, there's just a slight difference in how this skill is actually more useful than just having +1 health. Next is Evasive. Your opponent has to flip a coin, and if tails, their attack order against the legion that has an evasive unit fails. So that's pretty useful. Usually weaker units have the evasive skill to help balance that out. Next is Targeted. For Targeted, you have to flip a coin, and if heads, you can attack any unit within range. Normally, when you attack, the amount of damage that you do kind of has to go through each unit within your opponent's legion, but with Targeted, you can choose one specific unit to receive all that damage, and if there's any remaining damage, then it's just carried on normally through the rest of your opponent's legion. Next is Stealth, right here. Stealth means that a unit with this skill can only take counter damage from other units with stealth. So of course they can be killed if your opponent directly attacks them, but if you're attacking someone with a unit with stealth, then they will not receive counter damage. Next is Bravery. Once per turn, flip a coin, and if heads, your opponent retreats 1 tile. Retreating a tile just means that your opponent's legion pawn will go back 1 tile towards their base. It's not a super detrimental skill towards your opponent, but it is annoying because they'll have to spend an order just to move a little bit farther, and eliminating as many of your opponent's orders as possible is always useful. Next we have Charge. So units killed during the attack order can't be ordered to counter. What that means is that when you order an attack, your opponent, if they have an extra order, can spend an order to counter. But your attack order goes through first. So if with charge, if your units destroy your opponent's units during your attack order, then their counter order will be essentially useless because they've all been defeated. Next we have flying. Flying is just for whatever unit has the flying skill, and it ignores movement cost tiles. So if you recall, a legion's movement speed is based off of the unit within the legion that has the lowest speed, and you can, if multiple units within that legion have the same speed, then you can select either one. And with flying, it's very useful because now you don't have to worry about those pesky movement cost tiles. Next is impact. Impact states that damage is distributed evenly to all units within your opponent's legion. Again, as we were talking about damage distribution with the targeted skill, with impact, it's kind of like the opposite. So let's say like you're dealing 10 damage, then all units within your opponent's legion will receive 10 damage instead of just, the first few within the legion. And then lastly, we have inaccurate, which is, it's a little harder to see, but it's supposed to be an arrow missing this target here. Some of the lines are kind of lost within the dark sides of the page. And of course, another reason why this will be uploaded as a PDF online, just so that it's easier for you guys as the player to read and go through the pages without having to pay the extra cost of this rulebook. Anyway, for the last skill, this is rather detrimental skill for you. It's usually used to balance out a unit, and you have to flip a coin when you attack. And if tails, then your unit doesn't deal any damage during attack or counter. So of course, that's pretty terrible, but again, it's to help balance out really powerful units that are dealing lots of damage. Anyway, those are all the skills currently in base-based, and thank you for watching. This concludes the video.